Have you ever realized you spend so much time caring about what other people think? Like, it's to the point where you put everybody's opinion over your own, although you already have your best judgment and interest at heart. Like, come on here. So, what Sally from the beauty supply store thinks of you should not matter. One thing I can say about that is when you have an increased sense of self, nobody can take away your judgment. Understand that you are your own person and anybody's judgment about you just shouldn't matter, okay? Because you have your own beliefs and things that have happened to you to cultivate your own perspective, and everybody's living based off of things they've experienced. So if you allow yourself to internalize other people's opinions and perceptions, it'll lead you down a path to be miserable and unhappy. And we're about self preservation and on this channel and self worth. So today, I'm gonna teach you how to not care so much about what other people's opinions and also not to care so much about what other people think and not let them get to you. First things first, you are the main character in your life. Yeah, you. Yeah, girl, there's nobody else. Yeah, you. Allowing a random person to make you feel less than because they didn't like your shoes is ridiculous. Let's just pack that up, okay? If you allow others to tell you how to look and how you should behave, you're no longer running the show. And the show is your life. That's not even power, girl. That's literally performance. You were meant to live life as a watered down version of yourself. You were born to take up space. Okay? You were born to take up space and express yourself. So if someone has an opinion on you, cool, let them. Because if I gave power to everyone that didn't like me or has something to say about me, I would be weak. So allow them to have their opinion. They are entitled to it, okay? But don't let it hold weight because the opinion that should matter the most is yours. That's the opinion that should carry the most weight. And people love to say, "Oh, I look like this. I can't wear this. Oh, I can't wear this." Girl, do it. You have one life. Following society's standards, like, girl, please pack it up. Girl, wear that dress, regardless of how you look. Wear that dress because you feel like it. Look good for yourself and take care of yourself, not because others expect you to, but because you want to. Do it for yourself. I wear pink all the time because that's my favorite color. I enjoy it and I love it. Embrace who you are because you're running the show. And do you want to run the show or let other people run the show? And just allow yourself to feel insecure and down on yourself because of your haters. Do you want to walk in there being confident and knowing who you are? Or do you want to continue to be basic? I fear. The moment you start living for yourself, you stop living for their approval. And that's rooted in freedom. That's where the real confidence is born. Because self worth doesn't come from fitting in, it comes from standing firm, even when you don't want to. Okay? The thing you got to learn is that other people's opinions are literally their own projection. Have you ever had somebody literally say to you, "Oh, I hate when you do this"? And, like, let's say they say, "Oh, I hate when you wear red." And then next week, they're wearing red. Mm. Because most of the time, it's not even about you. Because everybody has their own experiences and their own agenda. If somebody insecure sees somebody who's confident, free, or different, they're not gonna like it because they don't have the strength to embody it. They don't have the strength and the confidence to do what you do. For example, I had somebody I once like tell me, "Oh, you can never do anything right." Right after they mistreated me and I removed myself. I could have easily sat there and been like, be sad because somebody said I don't do anything right. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that because I know it's projection. Because they mishandled me, and instead of taking accountability, they chose to project. It is not my job to internalize that. With people like that, you have to walk away. Because it's not your job nor responsibility to put up with people who don't even have the confidence to do what you do and wear what you wear and look that sexy doing it. Because you have to understand, instead of admiring it and trying to take tips like people should, when they see somebody that's strong, they're gonna tear it down because they don't have the strength within them to be who they are. And it's not your job to carry the weight of somebody who's not even willing to do the work, okay? And have half of the strength you were able to cultivate by being yourself and loving yourself. When people hate on you, they see something special within you that they envy. And envy is a disease. I hope a lot of people get well soon. They see your strength, and when most people see strength, it intimidates them. So stop allowing people who haven't walked in your shoes and doesn't even have half of the strength to face the challenges you face dictate your self-worth or sense of self. Because a lot of people talk about you because they can't be you. That's on period, okay? My last most important thing to do as a lady, not even lady, because we love everyone, no matter what you identify as, but the most important thing to do as a person is to know yourself and love yourself and accept yourself with all of your flaws. Know yourself and love yourself so well to the point where nothing can shake your identity. One thing my mother always told me that I hold close to my heart is if you carry yourself like an egg, nobody can break you. And this means if you're gentle with yourself, you're able to guard and protect yourself and be selective with the company you keep. So don't surround yourself with people that make you feel bad or look at you when you say something that's authentic, like you asked them to eat an ostrich egg. Being gentle with yourself doesn't mean you're weak. It means you value your peace. It means you understand the difference between growth and punishment. Protect yourself and treat your energy like it's sacred because it is. You don't have to be hard on yourself because you're strong or tolerate disrespect to be loyal. When you handle yourself with care you teach the world how to treat you. And trust me, when you carry yourself like you're precious, people either step correct or don't step at all. So, when you stop letting other people's opinions shape you and you begin to move with gentleness and strength, and when you decide that your self worth isn't up for debate, that's when you become untouchable because you know who you are. You value your voice, your story, your softness, your fire. That's the kind of person the world can't break. Not because you're cold, it's because you're rooted. And you don't need the validation when you can validate yourself. And baby, once you start doing that, they can't tell you nothing. Nothing, nada, not a thing, okay? A lot of y'all are letting people with no courage, no self awareness, and no emotional strength tell you who you are. And let's make one thing clear, honey. If they haven't lived your life, fought your battles, or carried your weight, they don't get a say in how you show up in this world. Because they didn't pick you up when you were broken. They didn't hold your hand when you were going through your healing. And they sure as hell don't get to critique your confidence that you earn. And at the end of the day, you don't need a stamp of their approval to be valid because you are valid just by being real and by being you. So remember this, don't shrink, don't dim, don't water down because what makes you different makes you powerful. And your power doesn't need permission. With that being said, see you in the next one, love. Mwah.